Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what side of the world you're in. I'm HalfLifeSistah, and this is my hubby Wolfgang.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to my channel and to another episode of Sister and Wolf Reaction. We're back with another patron request presented to you by Lewis. Thank you for the love and support. He actually left us for I think probably not even a month during the, with the whole COVID thing, but then he was able to come back to us really quickly, and very grateful, baby.
Appreciate that, really.
Yes,
with all the hard times everyone's going,
much.
The fact that you came back to support us.
Indeed, that's mega love.
Words
baby.
can't explain, my friend. Seriously.
We love you too, baby. Thank you.
So we appreciate that. So actually, when you left and came back, you requested Saxon initially.
Yes.
And then you switched it with something else, but we wanted to still do Saxon for you anyway. I'm not super familiar with them. I thought they were initially I thought Bruce Dickinson, his original band before he went to Iron Maiden, but then I realized that's Samson, not Saxon.
Oh, okay.
So I actually don't know Saxon. I've heard the name. Not familiar with the music, no idea who they were, so I pulled up their wiki.
Okay.
Turns out they're one of the original new wave of British metal guys.
Really?
So they were one of the early pioneers. I'm looking here, they were formed in 1977 in Barnsley. All right, so they're an English heavy metal band.
Okay.
Yeah, it says during the 80s, Saxon established themselves among Europe's most successful bands.
Wow.
The band toured regularly and had sold more than 13 million albums worldwide.
13 million?
Meanwhile, I
don't
don't know a single one of them.
Really? 13 million?
Yeah, they've also been cited as major influences and inspirations by notable bands including Motley Crue, Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Anthrax,
and Megadeth.
Pantera, Testament, Dawkins, Skid Row, Dream Theater, Exodus, Overkill, King Diamond, Celtic Frost.
I'm wondering if we will hear some of Megadeth and Metallica maybe in this music, maybe because since they came.
No. Megadeth and Metallica are pioneers. They did their own thing.
Okay, but I thought they were inspired. Okay, all right.
Well, no, inspired doesn't mean sound like.
That's
Those are
true.
two different things.
That's true.
You get ideas and you get inspiration.
Right.
Like similarly, when we were listening to Deep Purple and I heard some Iron Maiden in that, and sure enough, I suddenly realized what a foundational band. So I won't be surprised if I hear some sounds that we have heard later on, because that is kind of how that works. So
when did this come out?
Right?
1977. This came out in 1977.
They
right?
formed in
1977. When did this song come out?
That I don't know. Okay, we're doing Crusader, which is
Okay.
the sixth studio album by the heavy metal band Saxon. It came out in 1984.
Okay, 84.
Turns out they just like the name Crusader. Apparently there was an English paper called the Daily Express, and they had a picture of a Crusader there.
I remember reading that. Yeah.
And there was also a Ford model Cortina Crusader. All right, so no real meaning to the song or anything. They just liked the name Crusader, and they wrote lyrics about it, whatever idea they had about Crusader. Let's give it a listen, see what's it all about.
I'm hoping that, let me say, I don't really have any expectations, but I'm just hoping that I can rock out to it. You know what I'm saying?
We all can only just hope.
And I'm hoping that it came out in the 80s, so I'm hoping that it has like a little twing of, retro feel to it. I don't know. We'll see.
It depends. 80s metal for me is hit and miss. Like Judas Priest in the 70s, I realized sounded really good.
You know what? You're right.
But then what they did
You're
in the
right.
80s was a little much for me.
Okay.
Certain ones, the ones they released on the radio and stuff. Turbo Lover and stuff
Thank
like
you
that.
again,
That didn't do
Lewis.
anything for me. So I hope it's not something like this.
Okay, listen, just stop. It doesn't matter.
We're doing the live
open.
version from Wacken.
Okay,
So
cool,
it's
cool,
a more of
cool.
a modern performance from them. It's a back in the day song, but it's a modern performance, so that's nice. See what they look like as elderly gentlemen.
Elderly gentleman, you say? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. The energy of the crowd already feels.
See your hands in the air!
The moment you
This is
realize
called
that millions of
Crusader!
people know about a band you've
His
never even heard of.
voice.
Okay.
Let's see it!
Instant Iron Maiden vibes.
Hey! Hey!
Okay.
Come on, Wacken! legend is born. You shall bring on your test. Fight the good fight. Believe what is right. Say it out.
Love
The
that.
Lord of the realm. Fight the good fight.
Oh, yeah.
You say it out. The Lord of the realm.
I love this song.
We Christians are coming, soaring on high, united by faith in the cause. Tyrants and heathens, but soon takes that steel. Fighting, come out of the land. Come on! Fight the good fight. Believe what is right. You say it out, the Lord of the realm. Fight the good fight. Where are you right? You say it out, the Lord of the realm. Hey! Hey! Hey!
Very familiar sound right there. I'm doing it, are you? This is really good.
Wow.
It's really good.
Fight the good fight. Believe what is right. Crusader, the Lord of the realm. Crusader, Lord of the realm. Fight the good fight. Believe what is right. Crusader, the Lord of the realm. Crusader.
Come on, babe.
Of the realm.
Wow. Wow.
I think everyone knows already what I'm gonna say, so you tell me what you thought of that. Yeah, take out the front. I don't know what the front is.
Oh my god. Wow. Wow. Oh. That was a.
I wonder what year that
That's
is that you
him.
took that. That looks like 80s the way they're dressed. But yeah, that's him.
Wow, guys. Holy crap. Holy crap. That was such a beautiful, strong, and powerful and lifting song. And it
As big as they are, I don't understand why I've never heard this.
let me just
Fascinating.
get out of the way the fact that for me, this is my most humblest opinion, okay? It's felt very retro. I was hoping, and it very retro. Okay,
Yeah.
we're done with that.
Sure.
His voice, it's so crystal clear. It soars above the crowd. It's so beautiful, so powerful, so strong, and the transition, the drummers, the drums in this song was so beautiful. The drum transitions, right, was so beautiful. The violin, the orchestra they
Right,
had.
that was unexpected. The violins, like what?
Yes.
I wasn't expecting it to be symphonic.
Yes, thank you, babe. Yes.
And to have the big drums, to have that really there, added so much to the song, to the sound. I wonder if that's on the original.
What a full sounding song, right? And the instruments made it sound so full.
That really
Oh
gave
my
it character. That gave it a
God.
lot of character.
It felt like you were marching, yeah? You were marching to the finish line. And it was just so beautiful, so triumphant, the feeling that I had. And it was just so good. It's so good, so lifting. And it was amazing. This song was amazing. It really was.
Yeah, despite not having any real, they just thought Crusader was cool. It did have kind of a Crusader feel, like a marching forward and
It really does.
chest up and out and kind of feel like song, and yeah. Definitely had that vibe to it. So well done there.
Thank you, Lewis.
Shall I go ahead with my
please
usual and obvious? Everyone knows what I'm going to say. The similarity to Iron Maiden is ridiculous.
That in his not the
There's-
voice too, kind of sort.
Yes, everything. There's no way. I don't think I'm not allowed to not like this song because it's essentially just like another Iron Maiden alternative. The thing is, they came out. I have so many questions right now because they came out in '77.
Yeah.
This is their 6th album, right?
Yeah.
That was the 6th one. Am I saying that
It's
correctly?
the 6th album, I think, or 7th.
So, have they always sounded like this? Did Iron Maiden add on to this, or were they both doing this kind of sound
Wait,
simultaneously?
when did Iron Maiden come out again?
So Iron Maiden formed in '75, and they established their sound relatively early. I mean, you heard Phantom of the Opera, that was off their early album, and it already had a lot of the essential ingredients there in that song. But then when Bruce joined, it was The Number of the Beast, and what we just heard...
It was in 88, 84.
Okay, it's just, you guys are going to have to help me with this because I'm going to try to do some research here because that's fascinating. The similarities are fascinating, but I love, Iron Maiden put a little synth in their stuff.
You can't play heavy metal with synthesizers.
I am impressed. There's one thing, the riff. There was a even more retro riff, and while we were listening to it,
Please.
I started looking into it because I'm like, what? I now I've got to know. What came to my mind was Bad Company. That din 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 was a very Bad Company-ish UK hard rock kind of riff within that new wave of British metal style. So I'm getting all these little things.
They came out before them, though. They came out in 77.
No, they formed in '77.
Saxon formed in 77.
Yeah, Bad Company already had an album out in '74.
Gotcha.
Yeah, very, very fascinating. Remember, UK did
So they're great.
lot.
They're great, basically.
they had a lot of musical movements that shaped
Yes, they did.
the sound landscape for everyone.
And what's interesting
Very
is
impressive.
Jimi Hendrix was a part of that.
Well, he went over there.
I know. Isn't
Why?
that great?
Because he couldn't get much love over here.
Isn't it something?
Yeah, and they embraced him.
They were progressive. They're much more progressive, I think. As I've been on my journey, they
Sure.
seem to be more progressive as it pertains to music and exploration of music in other countries.
Well, I don't think we've explored this deeply enough. But bands like Black Sabbath and stuff, they came from industrial towns that were blue collar, very poor working towns, rough neighborhoods and stuff. And I think they related to the blues, and I think they related to the black experience a little bit in that sense. So I just feel like there's some commonality there. Where you're forged through hardship of life, and that's where that's what brings that music. So that's what brought the blues, and that's what brought heavy metal.
brought it.
And yeah, so it really came out, you know.
Good job. Okay.
But I will explore this further because I need to hear their early stuff. I want to see how it evolved. I have so many questions. It's not even funny. So I can't figure it all out now. But man, another, you know, I see Deep Purple completely differently, and now I've just been exposed to Saxon, which somehow went off my radar. Very, very strange, especially since you know how much I love Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
This was a beautiful representation of that sound. With the added violin and drum and stuff, there's a lot of added little niceties that are a welcome surprise and a welcome addition.
Indeed.
Looking forward to it very, very much.
Me too.
Very nice. Good call, Lewis. I like this. I like this a lot.
Yes. I love
definitely
this.
something that everyone should know. For sure.
Oh,
Saxon.
indeed.
If you don't know, now you know.
I'm glad you like this song and this band.
Very, very interesting.
Good job, Louis.
All right.
Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction video, and if you did, please give us a thumbs up. Comment below. Do not leave without subscribing, but also do share our content as well.
And as always,
keep it metal. Metal forever, baby. Love you guys. I love
Thank you, Lewis. I'm glad we did this one. I'm glad we didn't just drop it off the list.
I know. The next one's on the way. Bye, my loves.